The Netflix documentary on Meghan Markle and Prince Harry would backfire dramatically and extremely badly in the US as people there quickly turn against the couple, according to warnings. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex made a number of shocking accusations against the royal family in the final 3 episodes of the 6-part series, which were released by the online streaming juggernaut on Thursday morning. Numerous of these are focused on Megxit, the name that many people have invented to describe Meghan and Harry's separation from the royal family. Meghan and Harry portray a much happier existence in the US with their young family in the new documentary series, while lamenting the media intrusion they experienced in Britain. However, Niall Gardiner, a royal family enthusiast and foreign policy specialist based in Washington, has cautioned the pair they are now facing a significant backlash due to their vicious attacks against the British monarchy. He stated, "This documentary series will lead to a furious backlash against Meghan and Harry in the UK, but it will also be very damaging for them in the US, according to the UK's Express. The British monarchy is still quite well liked in America, and there is a lot of support for the royal family. In the US, the Queen enjoyed tremendous popularity. This full-scale attack on the royal family is likely to get very poorly received in the US. It will severely backfire on Meghan and Harry. The public opinion in America will start to turn against Meghan and Harry. They will be well liked among the liberal left-wing elite but losing favor with the general public in America. Meghan and Harry will be as unpopular in the US as they are in the UK, leading to their isolation. The royal family is not a target for savage attacks in America. In the US, the monarch is still incredibly well liked." Meghan and Harry's documentary series was dubbed a declaration of war against the royal family and an outright attempt at tarnishing the image of the British monarchy by Mr. Gardiner, who also forewarned them to expect an even stronger backlash in the UK. He claimed that the Netflix series will be viewed as both a all-out assault against the monarchy and a slap in the face to the British people. Harry and Meghan's documentary series is a declaration of war against the royal family, the royal enthusiast stated. They are tearing up any remaining ties to Buckingham Palace. This is an outright attempt at tarnishing the image of the British monarchy. It will result in a furious backlash against Meghan and Harry in the UK. They have no sense of gratitude towards the royal family whatsoever or the British people. The monarchy represents the British people. This Netflix documentary is not only insulting to the royal family, but it is also a slap in the face to the British people as well. In Buckingham Palace, there will be a great deal of unhappiness and sadness in regards to Meghan and Harry. This documentary series will be seen as a monumental betrayal of the royal family and will be viewed as an all-out assault against the British monarchy. And while the episodes will likely bring joy to the couple's remaining supporters, but they're actually leaving a bad impression in Meghan's native US. Criticism of the couple's charges against Harry's brother and of their utter refusal to accept any guilt for the fragmented status of the family now scattered across various morning news shows and early headlines. Despite the streaming giant's $100 million investment, one morning show host felt compelled to point out that the series was not Netflix's most watched. NBC's Daisy McAndrew slammed the couple for making no effort to apologize for their role in the breakdown of Harry's relationship with his family, while CNN's Max Foster pointed out how one-sided the documentary was. Fox News columnist Lee Cohen said they are on track to become the most hated royals ever and suggested that not even Wallis Simpson and the Duke of Windsor's connections to Nazis left the public so disappointed. The Associated Press, universally regarded as the peak of journalistic impartiality, summarized the finale with this headline: Harry, Meghan vent their grievances in final Netflix episodes. Even Meghan's friend Gayle King, who has been effusive in her praise of the couple until now and who attended Meghan's New York baby shower, said it was the right tack that the royal family isn't responding, and called the episodes dicey. Harry and Meghan said all along they wanted to tell their story, but this does sound very dicey. NBC's McAndrew, broadcasting from outside Buckingham Palace, said, "I kept thinking, what would William and Catherine think about these constant revelations and accusations? It's very often when you have a family row, if you want to try to patch it up, you'll take some responsibility. There was nothing of that from Harry and Meghan, from how perhaps they might take a little responsibility of how things have gone wrong. There can be very little coming back." All these accusations about William behaving badly, William shouting and screaming, William being unkind to his brother. She added that Harry's relationship with King Charles III got worse today. Keir Simmons, another NBC reporter, said, "Goodness me, what will William be thinking this morning?" In the Today Show studio, host Hoda Kotb refrained from giving her assessment of Harry and Meghan's comments, but she did point out the series was knocked off the #1 most watched spot by the Addams Family series, Wednesday. "It's not in the #1 slot. It's in the #2 slot. Wednesday is in the #1 slot," she said. Last week, her co-anchor Savannah Guthrie kicked off coverage of the first 3 episodes by thanking the correspondents for watching the series so we don't have to. Fox's Cohen said they were on track to become the most hated royals ever and that Harry was following in the footsteps of the reviled Duke of Windsor. Like the Windsors before them, the Sussexes have fallen out of favor in Britain for their indecorous behavior. But while the Duke of Windsor let his people down by being irresponsible, he and his wife did not seek the spotlight in any meaningful way. Nor did they exist, as the Sussexes seem to, hell-bent to destroy the monarchy, Cohen wrote. CNN, which is not normally particularly charged on the subject, took a firmer stance this morning. Royal correspondent Max Foster told This Morning hosts Caitlin Collins, Don Lemon and Poppy Harlow shortly after 6 a.m., "There's a lot more here there was last time," referring to the first 3 episodes of the series. He repeated the couple's view that the royal family was jealous of the media attention they received, but said, "Of course, this is all entirely from the Sussexes' view." CNN's Foster urged the palace to this time issue a response, explaining, "There are some really severe allegations here. They have to give some sort of response." Spanish newspaper El País ran a column this week titled, "When There's Nothing Left to Reveal." With their Netflix docuseries, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have added little more than a few extra details about the royal family to their well-known narrative. "Just what is their endgame?" asked writer Maria Porcel. The couple did win over one reporter, ABC's James Long, who claimed there was a generational divide in the UK, and that they are very popular among younger people. "It's early days, people are really interested to hear from them. Seeing Meghan, hearing how this has impacted her, I think that is landing with people. There's a big generational divide. The polls say they're very unpopular here, but I think among younger people Harry and Meghan are really popular in this country. Overall it's a missed opportunity for Britain," he said. The final 3 episodes begin with Harry and Meghan's magical Windsor wedding, but then takes a turn into how they were unfairly treated by the royals and the media afterwards. One of the bombshell moments later sees Harry say it was terrifying for his brother Prince William to scream and shout at him during showdown talks with the royal family at Sandringham on January 13, 2020 about plans for he and Meghan to move abroad. He also accuses his father King Charles III of saying things that just simply weren't true, while claiming his plan to partially exit royal duties was rejected. Harry says in the 5th episode, "I went in with the same proposal that we'd already made publicly, but once I got there I was given 5 options, 1 being all in, no change, 5 being all out. I chose option 3 in the meeting, half in, half out. Have our own jobs but also work in support of the Queen." It became very clear very quickly that goal was not up for discussion or debate. "It was terrifying to have my brother scream and shout at me and my father say things that just simply weren't true. And my grandmother, quietly sit there and take it all in. But you have to understand that, from the family's perspective, especially from hers, there are ways of doing things and her ultimate, mission, goal/responsibility is the institution.